What is going on, Cardano community? Welcome back to the official Dapp Central YouTube channel. I'm your host here, Fareed, and this is going to be another episode of the Cardano Scoop, in which we talk about some of the latest developments going on in the Cardano ecosystem. First things first, we're going to review the latest weekly development report that was just released by IOG on March 17th. We're also going to talk about a brand new Cardano node version 1.35.6, which has just been released for SPOs. After that, we're going to talk about a DeFi protocol that I really like, which is going to be MELD, and the fact that they're now going to be branching out into the AVAX or the Avalanche ecosystem with their latest MELD with Us episode surrounding the Vapor DEX. After that, I want to talk to you guys about Aneta BTC and the upcoming release of their mobile application. If you guys don't know about Aneta BTC, they're going to be a platform bringing wrapped Bitcoin to Cardano. And then in closing for today's Cardano Scoop update, I want to bring to you guys' attention an upcoming or a recent ISPO that has just kicked off actually as a part of epoch number 400 by a decentralized Oracle platform being built on the network called Orcfax. That said, and as always, if you guys want to support me on my mission to educate the broader Cardano community, then consider delegating with the official Dapp Central stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. Throughout March all the way through May, I'll be giving away the MELD and Genius Yield tokens to delegators within the stake pool. First things first, let's go ahead and jump straight into the weekly Cardano development report. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time here, but I want to highlight that we now have 118 projects being built on Cardano with 1,200 up and coming. We've got more than 7.97 million native tokens floating around and more than 70,000 token policies. We've now got more than 6,052 of the Pluto scripts or smart contracts with a total of 63 million transactions across the entire network. Now, I normally focus here on the Plutus V2 scripts, which as a part of my latest video was sitting at 815. So we've now got an additional 33 Plutus scripts, or at least the V2 Plutus scripts coming online here. And this has been growing quite nicely since we started keeping track of this at about 400 or 500. That's going to be the first update there just surrounding the weekly development report. Moving over, I want to talk to you guys about the recent Cardano node version that has just been released for SPOs. So it reads here, dynamic peer-to-peer or P2P networking comes with the release of node version 1.35.6. Network participants can now test automatic node communication without a need for static configurations. Simply put, this is basically going to remove the need of communicating with centralized servers, and the nodes within Cardano or the stake pool nodes will actually be able to speak or interact with each other. Now, by automating the peer selection process, dynamic P2P enables enhanced communication between distributed nodes and simplifies the process of running a relay or a block producing node. This eliminates the need for static configurations and a manual stake pool operator's input. So again, simplifying the process of communication and removing a little bit of overhead here for SPOs. Now, if you guys are a stake pool operator, then make sure to go ahead and update to this latest version. Now, what I want to do is quickly jump over into pooltool.io in order to review the current network's health. As you guys can see here under the node reporting version section, we currently have about 16% of the nodes currently running this latest node version. The majority, which is about 73%, are still running node version 1.35.5, which was briefly released after the network desynchronization that took place on January 23rd. Moving into the next topic for today, I want to talk to you guys about the GitHub daily development activity report. So coming in at number 1 in terms of activity, we've got Polkadot, number 2 Cardano, and then at number 3 Hedera. Now, I mentioned this in my prior video, I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around whether or not they're counting commits, pushes, or pull requests here, given that all three of those things are completely different in the sense that you can have multiple commits within a pull request or even multiple commits within a push. So I do think that a little bit of clarity here would be great. I'm going to see if I can reach out to the Cardano daily community to get a solidified answer on this. But for the third time in a row, Cardano has come in at the number 2 spot right behind Polkadot. So congratulations to the Polkadot community as they continue to build with the Cardano ecosystem right behind them. Moving into the next topic here, I want to talk to you guys about the projects on Cardano with the highest engagement over the course of the last 7 days. Coming in at number one with about 15,000 engagements on social media is going to be the worthless Husky token meme coin. Shout out to this huge community here. Coming in at number two, we've got Cody with 3.9 thousand interactions. At number three, Chilled Kongs. Number four, the Ape Society, which just had their Citizens of the Ape NFT collection, which was a collection of 10,000 NFTs being sold for about $100, which did officially sell out earlier today. Coming in at number five, we've got the Fluid Tokens platform, which will be having their ISPO kickoff starting off on March 26th. And then after them, we've got Drip Drops, Aneta BTC, which we're going to be talking a little bit more about here, then followed by MuesliSwap, Wing Riders, and Liquid Finance. That is going to take us through the initial topic here surrounding the general Cardano development news. Next, I want to talk to you guys about a DeFi protocol that I really like, which is going to be the MELD platform. Now, MELD is actively right now on the testnet, and if you guys are not already aware, you can go ahead and actually request for a code in order to get access and to actually test their platform. Now, I do have a fully dedicated video as well as a fully dedicated playlist for this protocol, so if you guys want to find out more about what they're doing and their latest developments, then make sure to check that out. Now, during the month of December, we found out that MELD will be going multi-chain using the Avalanche network to build their own MELD sidechain. That said, if I jump over here, every Wednesday, we have a MELD with Us series being hosted by Matt and Victor. Now, what they've normally done has been interview Cardano specific persons or Cardano specific projects. It now looks like as a part of their migration or incorporation of the Avalanche network that they will be also starting to interview or bring on some members from the Avalanche ecosystem. So the first guest that we got from Avalanche is going to be none other than the Vapor Dex. If I jump over into the Vapor Dex website, you guys can see here that they are going to be a pretty standard DEX or decentralized exchange, which basically allows people to trade and swap their assets. Now, they've also got a bridging feature here. And if you guys are not aware, this is basically going to be a feature to allow for users to bring their assets from one network over into a separate network. So for example, if you want to migrate your tokens from Ethereum over to the Binance Smart Chain, or even from Phantom over to Ethereum or vice versa, you can go ahead and use the Vapor Dex in order to do that. Very lastly, and this is actually something that I found that was really cool here, is that the Vapor Dex application actually provides a direct on-ramp into the ecosystem. So right now, when you're dealing with Cardano, you have to basically purchase the ADA on some kind of centralized exchange, for example, like Coinbase or even Binance, right? Once you've got your tokens there, you can then send that over to your Cardano wallet where you can have full control or full access to those tokens, right? Now, what we're seeing here is this is going to be a DEX actually providing users the ability to purchase tokens directly from the actual DEX, right? So circumventing some of these centralized exchanges. And so I would really love to see a feature like this coming onto Cardano, but I did want to highlight the fact that MELD is going to be branching out here and also incorporating some additional MELD with the series, including the Avalanche network. Now, I recently did have a fully dedicated video recapping the fact that the MELD CEO, Ken Oling, recently had an AMA in which he talked about their testnet and their progress, the impacts of Celsius and their FTX fallout, as well as the status of the Genius loan, which is going to be a self-repaying loan coming to Cardano. Ken also touched on their multi-chain news and developments, stating that the MELD team has officially connected successfully to a MetaMask wallet and that they're actually beginning to build out on their own MELD sidechain, which, as I mentioned before, will be operating on top of the Avalanche network. He also talked about some bridging solutions, which, as you guys could imagine, will be needed here, given the fact that MELD will exist on multiple different networks. They're going to exist not only on Cardano, they're going to exist on Avalanche, and I believe he also mentioned a few other blockchains that they're going to be aiming to get on natively. That said, he did also touch on their bank manager NFT, which I believe will be minting here very, very soon. So stay on the lookout for a video surrounding the bank manager NFTs over the course of the next week or two. He then also talked about the MELD app, their EMI license, and some of the rewards that'll be given out and how to actually operate a MELD node on their sidechain. So a ton of good information there. I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and check out that particular video. It is a little bit on the lengthy side, but if you guys really are MELD fans and you guys appreciate what the team is building, then I think you'll really find a lot of value in that particular video. Now, I want to take a moment to say here, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, I would really appreciate it if you guys could tap that like button. It not only helps to get this video out to other members within the community, but it also helps the channel out. Thank you very much. And let's go ahead and jump into the next topic for today. So the third item I want to talk to you guys about is going to be Aneta BTC and the fact that they're going to be releasing a mobile application very soon. So this was posted by the Aneta BTC team here very recently, and to be specific, on March 14th. So it says here, unlock the power of Bitcoin from any mobile device. If you guys are not aware, they're going to be building on Ergo and Cardano. We've already seen their testnet release on Ergo, but we have yet to see their testnet release on Cardano. This should occur sometime throughout the month of March. And again, as soon as that's released, you guys can definitely bet that I'll have a video out and ready for you guys to review it. Now, to add to all of that goodness, they're going to be releasing a mobile application. So not only will you be able to wrap and unwrap Bitcoin on Cardano using your traditional desktop, but you'll be able to do this in the power of your palm using your mobile or your smart devices. The next thing I want to mention about Aneta BTC is going to be the fact that as we begin to see this protocol launch, inevitably, we're going to see some of the market share from other platforms coming into Cardano. So this is basically pointing out the Wrap BTC total value locked, which currently sits at about $4 billion, right? Compared to Cardano's total value locked right now, which is at about $120 million. So that's a huge difference right now between the TVL when it comes to wrapped Bitcoin specifically and Cardano. Now, as we begin to see some of that wrapped Bitcoin come into the Cardano ecosystem, you could also imagine that the Cardano TVL will rise. So it states here, if we get just a mere 0.5% of the total wrapped Bitcoin's TVL, that will equal 62 million ADA, or about 750 of the CBTC token, which is the wrapped version of Bitcoin on Cardano. If we get 1% of the existing total value lock right now for wrapped Bitcoin, that's going to equal about 124 million ADA, or about 1,500 of the CBTC tokens. Now get this last piece right here. If we get just 2% of the total 4 billion TVL right now of wrapped Bitcoin, that's going to equal 248 million ADA, which is about 3,000 of the CBTC tokens. Now, if I jump over into DeFi Llama, you're going to see that the TVL for Cardano right now is 352 million. So if I jump back over here again, 2% of that TVL for wrapped Bitcoin is about 248 million. So that's about 70% of the existing TVL if we're able to just take about 2% of the wrapped Bitcoin TVL. So hopefully that begins to kind of show you guys the potential and the power of what we're really going to get here once Aneta BTC launches. So I'm excited for what this protocol is building and what they're bringing to the ecosystem, and I'm thankful for platforms building just like this. That is going to do it though for that particular update. In closing of today's Cardano Scoop update, I want to talk to you guys about a brand new ISPO opportunity that has just kicked off as a part of Epoch number 400. We now have Orcfax, which is going to be an Oracle solution building on Cardano, kicking off their ISPO. So they're going to be a decentralized Cardano Oracle that validates, publishes, and archives standards-based fact statements about the real world. If I jump over into their official website here, which is going to be at orcfax.io, you can see that they're going to be capturing information about space and time, as well as real world events. They're also going to then structure that data and then basically broadcast that onto the Cardano ecosystem through their Oracle platform. Now, once that information makes it onto the network or onto the blockchain, that can then be fed through and actually used within smart contracts. So for example, if you have a smart contract that executes based on, for example, the score of a football game or soccer game, that information has to be captured in the real world. That then has to be translated, structured, and actually published on the network to then be used by your smart contract. So similarly, you can also have a smart contract that operates, for example, on weather data or just any other kind of real world event. And again, that's going to be the Oracle's job to basically gather that data, structure it, broadcast it on the ecosystem, and then that'll be available for use by smart contracts. Now that we understand a little bit more about what oracles are and what they're actually doing, what I want to highlight here is going to be the actual launch of the Orcfax ISPO. Now, they recently spun up a stake pool, which is stake pool ticker FAX. And as a part of this, they're going to be keeping all of the ADA rewards. So their pool margin is going to be set to 99%. So what this means is that you're basically going to be delegating, or if you delegate to this particular stake pool, you're not going to earn any ADA rewards, but what you will earn is going to be the FACT token, which is going to be the native token or the governing token for the Orcfax Oracle protocol. And so that said, it reads here, the rewards formula, one FACT or one of their tokens for every 10 ADA staked, plus loyalty bonuses per epoch. And they're going to be distributing a total of 100 million of the FACT tokens, or about 10% of their total supply. Now, there is going to be a 6-month vesting period, so you're not going to receive your tokens right away, and you're going to be able to claim them via Tosi Drop, which is going to be a vending machine protocol or vending machine platform being built on Cardano. The ISPO officially kicked off as a part of Epoch 400, and it will run until all of the 100 million tokens have been distributed. So there's no dedicated end time. It's basically just going to be once we've distributed all these tokens, we're going to ramp up the ISPO. That said, you can join right now if you want to, but keep in mind that there is a margin fee and that you're basically only earning the FACT token. I'm going to quickly jump over here into their stake pool via Pool PM. And as you guys can see right now, the margin is set at 99%, and they're currently 44% saturated with over 31 million ADA currently delegated. That is going to bring us to a close for today's Cardano Scoop update, in which we've talked about general Cardano development reports. We also talked about the recently upgraded Cardano node version 1.35.6. After that, we talked about MELD and what they're dealing with in terms of MELD with us and their recent chat with the Vapor DEX, as well as Aneta BTC releasing their mobile application and some of the impacts of the WBTC market share coming into Cardano. Very lastly, we just wrapped up by talking about Orcfax, which is going to be an Oracle solution building on Cardano. If you guys in the community found this video to be helpful, I would really appreciate it if you guys could tap that like button. If it's your first time stumbling by the channel, consider subscribing. And if you guys have any questions for me about any of the topics that we talked about today, or just Cardano in general, then make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, I will see you guys in the next video.